Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kristen and this is an unboxing of a fountain pen that I purchased back in March. Yes, it is the end of July and I'm just now getting this package. So let's just go ahead and open it up. I've waited long enough. So you can see by the coloring and the packaging, this is an Esterbrook and an ink that I've been waiting for. I've been wanting to get my hands on this for quite some time. This is Sailor 50 States, Georgia. Just opening it up to make sure that it still looks good. Sailor's Georgia ink is inspired by the Okefenokee swamp. This natural mossy green color brings to mind some of the amphibious critters living among the lily pads and cattails. This is my home state. I was born and raised in Georgia, and I just love my green brown inks, and so this was just right up my alley. I had to get this ink color. Let's get to the fountain pen, shall we? It took so long to get this one, I guess because this was quite a popular release. I didn't think it was going to be so popular, but it actually was. Oh, thank you, Gina. Awesome. So I got the Journal of Grind on an Esterbrook Estie oversize. This actually got some weight to it. I was not expecting it to feel so substantial. Oh my goodness. It feels nice. Oh my gosh. It reminds me of how I felt when I first held the Montegrappa Elmo. So that's awesome. It comes with a converter and a cartridge. I guess this metal insert here gives it a pretty substantial weight. So it feels really nice in my hands. All right, that inner cap, the lining, which means I have to actually push to close the cap. Not impressed by the logo, but it's fine. I like how it feels. It is so much bigger than I thought it would be. So yeah, this oversize is definitely an oversized pen, and it can post, but it's definitely big and back heavy and super long, and it feels just fine without being posted in my hands. Ooh. Yep, I'll do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and ink this pen up with Sailor 50 States, Georgia, but before I put it in here, I want to go ahead and swatch this ink. But yeah, I think that's going to be a perfect pairing. So before we get there, let me do some size comparisons with some of the fountain pens that I have in my collection right now. All right, so here we have the Sailor Procure, the Pelican M605, Aurora 88, Lamy 2000, Platinum 3776 Century, Twisby Eco, Montegrappa Elmo, Leonardo Memento Magico, Visconti Colledo, Leonardo Memento Zero Grande, Esterbrook Estie Oversize. Let's take a look at these uncapped. The Esterbrook Estie Oversize was the tallest capped fountain pen, but right now it looks like the Leonardo Memento Zero Grande is the tallest uncapped, unposted fountain pen. So right now I want to take a look at these two fountain pens. Yeah, this one is still inked because I just can't bring myself to unink the pen. The Montegrappa Elmo is smaller by comparison, but it's still a more weighty. It feels like a more substantial fountain pen, even though they both have some weight to them, which I do appreciate. Oh, I love the weight on this pen. I'll just press it down right there. But there's still a good amount of weight on this fountain pen. It looks nice and it feels really good. Right here, I can actually feel the imperfections in the dimensions of this pen, the overall general dimensions of this pen. It's not as smooth a transition from here all the way down to the end as it is on this fountain pen. And the other comparison that I wanted to see were these two side by side. This gives me this looks like a much warmer overall composition, I guess if you want to call it that. But I do really appreciate the greens in here, the gold and the greens and the crushed acrylic pieces here. And it's understandable that I gravitated towards this specific finish, this specific acrylic. Now that I have shown fountain pen comparisons with the oversized Estie, I'm going to clear all this away and do some swatching of Sailor 50 States, Georgia. Yeah, I got kids over here, so we'll see how it goes. I'm already loving the murkiness of this green. Look at that, green and brown. Yes. This is already reminding me of Diamond Salamander. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, it's so nice. Look at it. It's like a greenish. It started off like super duper dark and then it's drying to a brown and then to a green.
These fireballs, I'm sorry.
Look at that green versus this brown right here. Oh, yeah, this is reminding me of all of the Sailor Yurimiku inks. How it starts off in one color and then it dries to this, oh, such a fun brown color. Now let's take a look at it next to this fountain pen. It would definitely work. I think it would definitely work with the gold accents, all of that you see in the crushed acrylic. I feel like it would definitely work with this fountain pen. So I'm gonna ink up this Esterbrook with Sailor 50 States Georgia. So I'm gonna wait for them to dry completely and come back to see the final colors. Look at that. So I'll go ahead and do a writing sample on this paper. This is Midori. That's nice. I like it. It gives that nice stubbish quality, but not being too wide of a stub. It definitely gives some personality, some character to the overall handwriting, and I really do enjoy the color of this fountain pen ink. This greenish brown. I love these colors. So here it looks so dark, and that is why it reminds me of Diamond Salamander. It's actually pretty close to Rikyucha as well, and the darkness on this Tomoe River paper. So Salamander definitely presents a bit more of a green color and it's cooler. And 50 States Georgia looks more brown on the Tomoe River 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. But it definitely reminds me of Salamander because it seems that this ink is such a deep dark color. At least the way it comes off of the glass nib. It just looks so saturated and so deep when it comes off of a glass nib or potentially out of a wet pen. So let's take a look at 50 States Georgia on some other papers. All right, so this is Midori. Wow. Oh, wow. Beautiful paper. This looks blue. Oh my gosh. Completely unexpected, but I feel like this beautiful paper can do no wrong. Like, this is completely unexpected. Not what I purchased, but I still love it anyway. Like, how? The ink still looks green as I write with it, but I guess in the heavier applications, it is so dark and it almost looks blue in some places, but in the lighter areas, it's definitely a green. On the 68 GSM Tomoe River, it's got that greenish brown color, just like here on Midori. But this is definitely looking like one of those Yurimiku inks, which I was not expecting, but I am satisfied. So it's got that green and that blue color here on the 68 GSM Tomoe River. So it looks mostly green on Midori and it looks mostly blue on Beautiful. Oh, this is so amazing. This is so cool. Let me take a look at how some of these ink swatches look next to 50 States Georgia. Suki Gokoro. See? This is exactly what I wanted. That greenish, that olive tone, that olive green and brown color. It is in Sailor 50 States Georgia. I'm satisfied. This is all I needed. I just needed to go ahead and buy 50 States Georgia, Sailor Georgia. Because look at it. Look at it. Okay, so Kokoro Uma is much more red. And the same for Hanagokoro. This is more of a red, almost into the purples right there on the edge. But really, I'm happy with Sailor 50 States Georgia. I'm so pleased. If you can't tell, I'm happy. This is what I was looking for in these fountain pen inks. And this is what I have now. I'm happy. I'm happy. This fountain pen, I guess, had been sold out for quite some time. It might take me a minute to purchase a popular item from this seller in the future. So I'll just say that I'm glad that I finally received the purchase. Was it worth several months of waiting? Probably not. But I'm glad that I do finally have it. I'm looking forward to becoming more familiar with the journaler nib specifically. I want to make a comparison, or at least get an idea of how this nib differs from the Franklin Christoph Sig nib, and how those two nibs differ from the Nib Smith's Cursive Italic and a stub nib. I've also got a cursive italic nib from Franklin Christoph as well. So I think I might want to do at least a side-by-side comparison to kind of see if I have a preference or if I really just appreciate different nibs for different roles. If you have any questions or comments, you just go ahead and leave them down below. And I will see you all in the next video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.